So we're going to make a lot of assumptions in this video because that's what we like to do. So let's get into this podcast. Hey, welcome back to another podcast here on the Washington Football Maniacs channel. My name is Greg. I am your host, and this channel is dedicated to the Washington Commanders news and commentary. And so if you're down with that, make sure that you have subscribed to this channel. Also, make sure that you hit that notification bell so you won't miss any other video releases on YouTube. Check us out also on places like Podbean, and soon to be, we will be on Apple Podcasts as well as Spotify. And also, if you want to support this channel, please visit our partners here, Mint Mobile. They can save you a lot of money on your wireless, so check them out. Have you ever thought, why is my wireless bill so expensive? What are you paying all of that money for? Speed, coverage, data, access to 5G, unlimited talk and text? What about mobile hotspots? Well, with my partners at Mint Mobile, they offer all of those features for as low as $15 a month, and it is very easy to get started with Mint Mobile. How does it work? Well, Mint Mobile works with your digital eSIMs card that most phones nowadays come with. You can be up and running in less than 15 minutes. And if you don't have a digital eSIMs card in your phone, my partners at Mint Mobile will send you a physical SIM for free. That's right, for free. Big Wireless wants you to think that it's too difficult to switch, but Mint Mobile makes it super easy, and their service is outstanding. I have been testing Mint Mobile for the last couple of months, and I have not seen any drops in calls, and performance and speed has been outstanding. I can watch YouTube in 4K, movies in 4K. I can even play online video games without any buffering whatsoever. Why pay all of that money for access to premium services when you can get all of those services with Mint Mobile for a fraction of the cost? Switch to Mint Mobile today. Go to trymintmobile.com/maniacs and get started on your savings. The link will be in the description of this video. Let's get to it. Speaking of getting to it, what was that? What was I saying? Oh, that's right. So what I was saying is, let's make some assumptions. Okay, number one, we're going to assume that we are drafting a quarterback. Number two, we're going to assume that he's going to be one of the quarterbacks at number two. Number three, we're also going to assume that he is starting week one. So with all that said, how much, if any, will this rookie quarterback struggle? And my thinking is, number one, he is going to struggle because we simply are not going to be able to fill in all of the gaps in this first year of this new regime. Okay. I think that Adam Peters is going to do his best to try to bring in as many of the right players as he possibly can to address as many needs as possible. But you just simply cannot address all of the needs in one season. And with that, the question is the offensive line. Obviously, we need a lot on that offensive line. And there are going to be some linemen in the draft that we can draft. There may be some linemen in free agency that we might be able to pick up. But are we going to be able to address every single need along that offensive line? I don't think so, because honestly, in my opinion, the only position that's really locked up is that right guard position with Sam Cosmi. Yeah. He's honestly been the cornerstone of that offensive line, while everybody else, I mean, you could say, Leno has done what I call a commendable job at left tackle, but he's kind of small at that position. He's not, there could be upgrades. Okay. I think he's good for right now, but we need to upgrade that position. And honestly, I think we need upgraded players at center. Will Ricky Stromberg, will he be able to be a guy who can come in and, um, perform and be a great center for us? Tyler Larson, I mean, he's solid, but as well, he's had a lot of injury issues. So we have just really struggled across that offensive line, with the exception of Sam Cosmi's position. So knowing that, it's not very likely we're going to be able to have a brand new offensive line this coming season. And that's going to cause a little struggle with the rookie quarterback, because there's still going to be some protection issues. There's still going to be some issues being able to run the football, and maybe not. Maybe the running game is going to be great, but there's going to be some struggle, I think, because of that. I think also there's going to be some struggle because, well, it's the NFL. It's a brand new offense installed, which means it's not just the quarterback who's got to learn it. It's your offensive line. It's your wide receivers, your tight ends, your running backs. Everybody has to learn a new offense. So it's going to be a struggle. It'd be different if it was the same offense, same players. Wide receivers know where they need to go. Running backs know what they need to do. Offensive line already knows all the protections. And then, they're just helping the quarterback to get acclimated. But that's not the case. Everybody's going to be new in this. So there's going to be some struggles with that. And I think that you've got to be able to understand that that's going to happen. And it would also still happen with Sam Howell in there as well, because he's also going to be learning this offense. So you're going to expect some struggles. And I'm saying this because I'm getting the pattern going on with a lot of fans on social media who give up on quarterbacks way too early. They give up on players in general way too early, especially with quarterbacks. They give up on them way too early. We got people who, are going back to the 2020 draft and like, we made a mistake drafting Chase Young. We should have drafted, Justin Herbert. Yeah, well, yeah. In retrospect, Justin Herbert would have been the better pick. But you got to understand the situation. We drafted a quarterback in 2019, and we needed edge rushers. So why would you go and draft another quarterback knowing that, well, you already had a guy? He didn't play that badly in his first year. He said we saw some flashes, and he only played, I think, 9 games that season. So not really enough to say that he's not going to be ready for the NFL or he's not going to make it, and God rest the soul. But I just don't understand this hindsight 2020. Like, it was dumb. It was dumb that, we did that move. And the other thing is, well, it wasn't that coaching regime that picked Dwayne Haskins. It was the previous coaching regime. Well, so what? Still, the fact is you had a new quarterback, a first-round talent, first-round quarterback, and, the consensus was that position is solid. We're going to have to continue to develop him, but there you go. And then, of course, we needed ends, and we got Montez Sweat, Chase Young, and Chase Young delivered that first year. So for anybody to come back now and say that was a mistake, and anybody who says differently is dumb, well, you just have revisionist history in your head, because, I mean, honestly, nobody would have known, because Chase Young was like rookie player of the year. He played great in his first year. So nobody, I don't really remember anybody saying anything about Justin Herbert in that first year. Everybody loved Chase Young. And even though things with our quarterback led way to Taylor Heineke in 2020, still, it was really, I think it was the right move at the time. You could always go back and say, well, let's go back to 2012. Should never drafted RG3. Should have just stuck with, Kirk Cousins, or we had an opportunity to draft Russell Wilson. So hindsight's always 2020. You go back to every single draft and you'd be like, there was mistakes there. But, the thing is, I don't think that the team purposely kept kicking the can up the pond, so to speak. I think that at the time they saw that there was a young quarterback. Let's see what he can do. We're drafting what we need to draft on defense. At the time, anybody, I think, would have made the same call. So, overall, quarterbacks, generally speaking, in their first year are going to struggle. They're not going to be, lights out. And you do see a few that are great from the beginning. That doesn't happen very often. Sometimes you see them great in the beginning and then they fizzle out, like Carson. Oh, golly. Come on, Greg. Carson Wentz. Oh, man. Carson Wentz. I mean, he was great in the beginning, and now I kind of feel like he's fizzled out a little bit. He was able to join the Rams at the end of the season, but his career has really taken a turn. So, folks, number one, be patient with these quarterbacks. Sometimes it takes a couple of seasons for it to really click, and that's okay. And no matter who it is, I don't care. I'm going to support whoever that this franchise puts in at QB1. If it's Jade Daniels, Drake May, if it's J.J. McCarthy, Bo Nix, if it's Kirk Cousins or Sam Howell, Jacoby Brissett, whoever, I'm going to support that quarterback 100%, because in my mind, you got mental issues. I know it's going to sound bad, but I'm going to say you have mental issues if you want to see them fail. And there's a little bit of hatred in your heart that you need to look at your own self in the mirror and figure out what I need to fix on my own. If your guy that you don't like, or let me say this correctly, if your guy is not the one who gets picked, and you're going to hate on the one who does get picked, you need to take a look at yourself. There's something in your heart that's not quite right. I'm going to support whoever. I don't have a favorite. I love Sam Howell, and I see some good things in Sam Howell, and I've said it the whole time. And then people don't hear anything else I say. They just are like, oh, he's a howler, And I mentioned this before in other videos about divisions, that Commanders fans want to divide everybody. Well, okay, are you a Howell fan or are you this fan? No, I'm a Washington fan, Washington football fan. I'm a Commanders fan first. I support anybody they put in there that hopefully that those players are going to succeed. And don't care who they are, what color they are, what college they came from. I don't care about any of that. Only thing I care about is, can they play? And I'm going to let this coaching staff and this front office decide that, and then I'm going to sit back and hopefully reap the rewards for that. So, that being said, folks, let me know what you think in the comments. And please, honestly, don't take the mental issue thing of offense. I mean, sometimes you got to blow off steam. But anyway, folks, take care. I hope you enjoy this video. Again, if you want to support us, check out MMobile. They can save you a lot of money. So just check them out, please. And with that said, I will see you in the next one. Take care.